Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Your host, Golden Zulu. So today we have one interesting video under statistics, but specifically correlation coefficient. So when we talk about correlation coefficient, we need to understand to say that it is given by SY equal to X minus X mean Y minus Y mean divided by n minus 1. So this is the formula that we always use when we are dealing with correlation coefficient. So now that we have known the formula that is used under correlation coefficient, for us to be able to calculate these, we need to find the values of x1. So remember, x1 here is just the summation of these, and when you add 5 plus 15, you get the value to be 20, plus 10, you get your value to be 30. So x1 is equal to 30. Then you realize to say that there are only how many numbers? There are only 3 numbers. So you will divide this 30 by 3, and you get your value to be 10. So this x1, its mean is 10. So having done this, we also do the same for y. So for y1, we will add 10 plus 30 plus 50. You get your value to be 90. So 90 is y1. Now that you have the value of 90 to be y1, you also do the same for you to find the value of mean. So you will divide the 90 by 3. You will get the value to be 30. Remember, the 3 is coming when you count the values of y you have been given. So what we have now is x minus mean, where we have a column of x minus mean, where x in this case is 5. So 5 minus 10 is giving you negative 5. And we have 10 minus 10, which is giving you to be 0. And 15 minus 10 is giving you to be 5. And we'll have another column which is of x minus x mean squared, because we'll use the same data to calculate what is referred to as the Pearson product moment of correlation coefficient. So for us to get this, we need to square what we have. So negative 5 squared is 25. 0 squared is still 0, and 5 squared is still 25. Then having done this, we will move to y. So for us to calculate y, we'll have y1 minus y mean, where we know to say our y mean is 30. So we have 10 minus 30, which is negative 20, and 30 minus 30, which is 0, and 50 minus 30, which is the same as 20. So we will do the same for this, where we'll square it, because we are using the same data to calculate what is referred to as the Pearson product moment of correlation coefficient. So the square of negative 20 is 400. The square of 0 is still 0, and the square of 20 is 400. Now that we have that, so for us to calculate correlation coefficient, we have the formula here. So the formula for correlation coefficient is SY is equal to x minus mean y minus mean divided by n minus 1, where we will add the resulting outcome. So if you were to remember here, for you to get this, you need to multiply. So we'll multiply this times that. So we'll have the last column to be of this kind. So negative 5 times negative 20 is 100. 0 times 0 is still 0. And 5 times 20 is 100. When you add everything, you get the value to be 200. This n is the same as frequency, and frequency is still 3. Remember, these are appearing 3 times. So it will be 3 minus 1, whose value will be 100. So this is the value of correlation coefficient. So having calculated the value of correlation coefficient, we now calculate the Pearson product moment of correlation coefficient, where Pearson product of correlation and coefficient is given by mean of these. This, remember, is sigma. Sigma is also referred to as standard deviation, where we have the standard deviation of x multiplied with the standard deviation of y. So for you to get the standard deviation of x and y, this is how you are going to calculate them. So the standard deviation of x in this case is calculated with x minus x mean squared over n minus 1, where this is what you had on top, which is 50 plus 50, and 25 plus 25, you get the value to be 50. So you put your 50 here over, remember, n minus 1 is the same as 2 from what we are from calculating above, and 2 into 50, you get the value to be 25. You also do the same for the standard deviation of y, where you have it to be, the square root of this one is 5. You also do the same here. You have it to be y minus y mean squared over n minus 1, where your y is what you had here on top, which is 400 plus 400, which is 800. So we have 800 divided by n minus 1, remember, is 2. And we know for sure to say 2 into 4 into 800 is 400, and the square root of 400 is 20. So for you now to be able to calculate the Pearson product moment of correlation, you will follow the formula where this is what you are from calculating above. Remember, the correlation coefficient is the same as the standard deviation, in this case of x and y. We will put 100 divided by 5 multiplied by 20. So you know for sure that 5 times 20 is the same as 100, and 100 into 100 is the same as 1. So this is the value of Pearson product moment of correlation. Your host, Golden Zulu.